Shalom. All praises to the Most High. Yehoshua, this is sounds from YYBY. So, I'm not about to get in detail about how to set your EQs and your compressors and all the plugins, because once we learn the basics, we already know everything has a different approach. No matter if it's the same artist, everything has a different approach. What I'm about to talk about is how, what order you should put them in, and and why I think that you should put them in that order. Once you do that, it's all about how you tweak everything yourself. So there's no rules to that part. But I want to start with the first idea is clean. And what is clean? Clean is basically when you get the audio files, especially vocals, you want to clean everything up. You want to clean all the noise out. You want to clean out the breath parts that's too aggressive, make them lower, cut them completely out. Some DAWs has a some DAWs you have to do it manually, and some DAWs you have an option called strip silence or anything in that nature. Every DAW sometimes name it different, but in Studio One it's called strip silence, right? So you cleaning everything up. Unwanted noises, stuff like this right here, as you can see, clean all that stuff up. And a lot of the times when you still clean this type of stuff up, it actually saves you process power. You clean all that stuff off. You knock them off and files, and that's when you cleaning everything up. What else? So when you during the cleanup, as you cleaning everything up, you satisfied with it, boom. So the next thing is surgery. I call it surgery. All right, well, hold on. Before, matter of fact, let me go back right quick. I'm right. I'm sorry. So doing the surgery, what you doing now with EQ, you cutting certain things out. You cutting certain parts out inside of the vocals. You rolling the highs off that need it. You rolling the lows off that need it. You doing more cutting out things that don't sound right. That's the surgery. So it's kind of like when you go to the doctor and they fixing certain things, you cut it out, and before you decide to do anything else to it. Just like when the doctor go to you with the knife and you doing the surgery and they cutting you out, and before they got to cut you open before they can fix any problem. Whatever they got to do, they got to cut you up and go through, everything and see what the problem is, and boom, and do their job and everything. So I call that surgery, because I want to keep this simple. I want to keep these basic things, CSBCC. That's what we gonna do, right? So you put the surgery on it, especially on the vocals. Now, like I told you, cutting everything out. Anything that ain't sounding right in the frequencies, you cut that out. Even in the instruments, the drums, snares, whatever it is. And then number 3 is what you're doing is that it's called build. What you do when you build, now you grab another EQ. I don't care if it's a parametric or whatever EQ you decide to use. Now you building. Now you bringing out certain frequencies that you want to stand out in those vocals or in that specific sound. If you want the highs up, but got remember, this goes back to the part about when I said I don't want to tell you how to tweak your EQ, because you got to listen to the artist's vocals to really know what you should add to it. Because you might deal with an artist who got they got a lot of lows. They are bright. They vocals are bright. Might be or they might have a lot of mid. Everybody sound different. So therefore, you want to build on that. You want to boost certain parts up. So once you're done with that, you go to number 4, where it's called control. We all know what control is. Just listen to the key word, control. That's when we added dynamics to it. It controlled the frequencies. Control the frequencies, the compressors, and the deessers, and stuff like that. Matter of fact, let me go back up to number 1 so I can tell you what plugins to use for these specific things. I'm sorry about that. Forgive me. So when you're cleaning, that's the EQ. That's the gate. When you cleaning up things, that's like the 2 main things you're doing. Cleaning, EQ. No, cleaning is EQ, the gate, and doing manually stuff, cutting everything out. When it comes to surgery, EQ. Any exiters, EQs, anything in that nature of an EQ, that's what you're doing with the surgery. When it comes to build, the same plugin. Anything in that nature that you decide to use, you build with the EQ and everything. When it comes to control, that's the dynamics. That's compressors, multibands, or deessers. That's when you want to control all the frequencies now. Okay. And the last thing is the creative part. And that's when you start using delays and the sends, all the type of crazy effects and plugins that come in our DAWs. Whatever if you have third party plugins, stuff like that, and, filters, bit crushers, and rotors and phasers and stuff like that, you start adding all that type of stuff to it. Sometimes we add it before, sometimes, even when we're doing the auto tune, we add an auto tune effect. We recording straight through with the auto tune, but that's cool. Turn it off and then start cleaning everything up. And I truly think that this is the best way. I try so many ways. This what really makes sense, because if you're not cleaning nothing up and you leaving all the noise and all the crazy stuff in it, and you start putting these dynamics on it, it causes it to sound very muddy and noisy. And I experienced this many a times. So it only makes sense to clean everything up. Sometimes even when you think things is not there, you still got to clean it up. It's there. Trust me. Just like when they say roll the highs off on sounds that bassy sounds, and roll all the bass off when you're dealing with sounds that's got mids and highs, because on frequencies is still there even when it don't sound like it. That spectrum in the EQ would tell you, just like in Studio One, like when you put this spectrum right here on, it start jumping up and let you know where that sound live at. It'll let you know where that sound live at. Just that simple. So for anybody who use this format, I want you to hit me back up and let me know how it works and how it came out and everything. This is your boy YYBY. Peace.